Hello, today we're going to take a look at this awesome 2007 Chevy Silverado 1500 Crew Cab Z71. This model in particular was kind of at the end of this design generation for these. Give you a good look. Is about the only thing wrong with this truck is it's missing the little trim piece that goes around the tailgate. Otherwise, goodness, almost everything else is perfect with this. And these are good looking trucks. I really do think so. They've got a good front end. They look nice, and of course this one has got running boards. It's got some nice brand new tires. It's got 139,900 miles. Spray and bed liner. For the most part, it looks like it was done professionally, and you can tell by looking at these bed rails. I think this may be the only dent that's in this entire pickup truck bed, which tells me that this thing was probably not used all that hard. A nice fire truck going by to help somebody out. So you can see this has got a pretty decent trailer hitch as well. Brand new spare. Underneath here, how does that open? There we go. That's actually, there's a little tool that comes with these Chevys of this time period that you slip down in there, and that's how you lower your spare tire. Close up on that Z71 decal there. And this truck really is in excellent condition. It's got the Bose stereo system. This is about some of the only wear that you're going to see on the entire vehicle is right there. As with most of these Chevys, both with the Sierras, the Suburbans, the Tahoes, the Yukons, they have excellently comfortable seats. Take a look in here. I'll also fire it up for you. So this is, oh, dropped something. There we go. So this is your key fob that you're going to get with one of these vehicles. This fob has been used for, gosh, probably 10 years by Chevy. Go ahead and start it up. Got to switch hands here. That's what you're greeted with that little animated thingy there where it goes from the outside in. Odometer. Now here on the steering wheel, not only do you have my personal favorite audio, there we go, steering wheel audio controls right there and right there. I love those. Those are a big deal for me because I'm always changing the volume, station, song, what have you, and that saves a little bit of safety there because you're keeping your eyes and hands where they should be, especially once you memorize the button location. Down here, you've got 4 different buttons that control that little display there. Now, in many other vehicles, you'd think that's just a regular odometer and trip display, but that's actually wrong. This display does quite a bit. First off, I'm going to press that little I button, and you can see vehicle settings, unlock doors and park. Now we're going to go ahead and hit the little highway button there. Odometer, trip A, trip B, timer, engine hours, and blank. You do have the option just to have that off, which is kind of neat that they included that. You hit it again, it's going to go back to odometer. And then if you hit the little gas pump with an I in it, assuming standing for information, engine oil life, range, fuel used, average economy, back to oil life. Now if you hit that highway button, goes straight to odometer, and again you can cycle through those. Alright, we'll go ahead and start on the driver door here. So you've got your standard, for the most part, power window, power mirror, and power door lock controls. Then you've got your headlight controls, and it's nice on this 2007 they do include the auto lamp option. And what that is that's basically you never have to mess with that. ever if you don't want to. It will automatically turn them on once it senses that light levels have gotten low enough, and it will turn them off automatically, both when you shut the vehicle off or if there's an appropriate amount of light. Then you've got your dome light off switch, your fog lamp switch below, and up above those you have your four-wheel drive switches. Now you can leave this in just auto four-wheel drive, and that will it will sense for wheel slip, and if there's excess traction loss or wheel slip, it will go ahead and automatically put that in four-wheel drive. Then of course you can keep it in 2 high, 4 high, and 4 low. Now this is a 4-wheel on the fly system as well. That's why that auto four-wheel drive button is an option. And so I believe that the shift on the fly can go up to 50 miles an hour on these. I may be wrong on that, correct me if I am. As we saw earlier, the gauges are nice and well labeled. Moving on to the entertainment or the stereo and the climate controls. Very simple and easy to use. Digital displays there. You do have dual climate zones as well. Moving down, you've got 2 storage compartments as well as 2 different 12-volt outlets. Boy, that's really stuck in there. Anyway, 2 different 12-volt outlets. 2 cup holders. You could use those other 2 as cup holders as well. A little store. I find when I see people that personally own these, this space here gets utilized a lot. So I think that's a nice addition there. A fairly good sized cubby. I'm actually surprised that it's the size that it is though, because in a lot of these vehicles, this space is actually a little bit larger. Going on to the passenger side, standard controls over there, windows and door locks. You've got a fair amount of glove box space with a nice little side cubby for other items that you want to kind of keep separate. Looking up, your roof console has a little storage place, assuming for sunglasses and perhaps documentation and stuff like that, as well as the control for the lights. I like these lights as well because you can actually adjust them, and they can move around like that. Another great feature with these vehicles is that, there's a lot of times where the sun is just like right there and you can't seem to get either one to block it out perfectly. Well, with this vehicle, you do have that option. I find it interesting though that you actually push forward to release it from its little grip there, as opposed to pull on it as with 99% of vehicles. Not complaining whatsoever, it's just interesting. You do have handles for each door. I like those handles there actually a little bit better than that, but I like roof handles better than A-pillar handles. When you see the handles right there on the A-pillar, I much prefer them right there on the ceiling. Go ahead and move back to the back seat. Again, standard back seat controls. No power locks, but you do have access to the door locks, unlike a lot of vehicles, and the power window switch. Standard, looks like that popped out. Somebody was likely in there and just didn't pop it back in place as they should have. Gotta get it in perfect though, a little difficult with one hand. There we go. These door panels in these vehicles are extremely easy to remove. I've always loved servicing like the power window regulators in these just because they're such a breeze. And again, I like the placement of that handle. That's a very good place. Integrated in there is a little hanger holder. And front and back, these seats are exceptionally comfortable. You do have armrest as well as some cup holders back there. I believe you also have cup holders right down here, right below your backseat passenger audio controls. It's nice that they have their own separate options there. Of course, behind the seat storage on both. It's somewhat of a rare item that you see that behind the driver's seat, though. A lot of times they just put that behind the passenger seat. I wish they would put it on both in every vehicle, but I can understand why. For the most part, in most situations, the driver's not going to be able to reach behind there. Now, with these, you can pull this. That will move forward, and then you just simply grab that, set it down. So you can have a fairly flat load surface back here. Here is the tool set that I was talking about. Both includes your tire iron as well as that little tool to release your spare tire. There's the jack over there. It's a bottle jack. which is probably a safer option than the scissor jacks that you see in most vehicles. And of course, this comes with the very dependable 5.3 liter Chevy Vortec V8. That is a great engine. It will give you many, many miles with regular service and good care. And the paint on this vehicle as well is really holding up. 2007, close to 140,000 miles. I think, now I washed these a couple days ago, but of course, being parked next to the highway, they're gonna get road dust and stuff. There it is. I don't know if you can even see that on the camera, but that is the only paint damage on pretty much this entire vehicle. Is you just have a light little bit of fading on top of that fender flare. Yeah, because I'm not seeing it here. It's just that one that I know of. Oh, and a little bit here where you would put your hand and what have you. But really and truly, the body and paint on this is in fabulous condition. I'll give you one more walk around and that'll be it for this video. Standard wheels for Chevrolet trucks. They look nice, albeit a little dated. Bumpers are straight on this vehicle as well. And it's nice to see that all of these plastic bed and tailgate toppers are in place. But again, I believe that is because this truck bed is very obviously barely used. I think this just had light work. Alright, thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the next vehicle and the next video.